So today we start cost center accounting. Cost center accounting. This component is also called overhead cost accounting. Using this component, we can find the origin of the cost. That is, which department or which group of people or which group of machines or which manufacturing process or phase of manufacturing process. Here, uh, typing mistake is that it is not the R of or phase of manufacturing process is responsible for incurring the cost. Here, the main purpose of the controlling is to provide the information to the management for the performance analysis and also start the machine making process and also wherever it is possible to control the cost. Controlling the cost means searching for the ways to reduce the cost. That is the meaning of controlling the cost. Now, if you want to reduce the cost, first of all, you have to know where that expenditure is needed. So without knowing the origin of the cost, it is not possible to control the cost. So using the cost center accounting, we can find out the origin of the cost so that the management can analyze the expenditure, whether it is possible to reduce it or to control it or not. So that is the purpose of the cost center accounting. Here, before proceeding for the cost center accounting,
Sir, I sent you the message, Afzal, because sometimes your voice is very
sometimes the
low.
voice is very slow.
Very slow.
Understand the words.
No, because if in a recording, if I try to understand it, I have to focus more, but I still can't understand what are you saying here. That's the
For
reason.
others, how is my voice? It's clear or
Yes, now I can hear you, yeah.
it's okay now? Observe.
It's okay now. This tone is okay now, yeah. If you keep this tone, that's fine, yeah, sir.
Okay. How is it now?
It's okay. That's
It's
fine.
okay now?
Yes, okay.
Now?
Now is okay, yeah.
Now?
Okay.
So before going to understand the cost center accounting, right? We have to understand one difference between it is okay now? Observe, because intentional I want to reduce my tone. Is it okay now?
Is it okay, yeah? Yeah, it's okay, okay.
Okay. Because normally my explanation pitch will be really high. So intentionally I want to reduce the pitch of explanation. I mean the pitch of voice. That's the reason why intentionally I'm speaking very slow. It is not okay, I will talk as usual. Now, before understanding what is the exact purpose of this cost center accounting, first of all, we have to understand the difference between financial accounting and cost accounting from the viewpoint of accounting for expenditure. See, while accounting for expenses, we consider the nature of expenditure in the financial accounting, but we consider the purpose of expenditure in the cost accounting. Means what? See, for example, today we paid salaries like administration department 5 lakhs. Then sales department, we paid salaries of 3 lakhs. Then marketing department, we paid a salaries of 3 lakhs. Right? Now, these are the salaries we have paid. Right? Now, we have to account for this expenditure. See, we have to account it in both financial accounting and also in the cost. So in the financial accounting, while accounting for expenditure, always we consider the nature of expenditure. We paid salaries to the administration. What is the nature of expenditure? Salaries. So salaries account is debited in finance, right? So F5, right? Salaries account is debited, right? Then we paid a salaries of 3 lakhs to the sales department. Again, what is the nature of expenditure? Salaries. So in F5, again, salaries account is debited. Similarly, we paid a salaries of 2 lakhs to the marketing department. So the nature of expenditure is salaries. Again, salaries account is debited in the finance account. Now, when it comes to cost accounting, right? When it comes to cost accounting, right? Always we consider the purpose of expenditure. Please remember, in the cost accounting, always we consider the purpose of expenditure. Means we have paid a salaries of 5 lakhs to the administration department, right? Now, the nature of expenditure is salaries. So in the financial accounting, salaries account is limited. But in cost accounting, we have to consider the purpose of this expenditure. So what is the purpose of the salaries? Administration. So the salaries of 5 lakhs is taken as part of administration cost. Then this salaries which we pay to sales department is taken as part of sales cost or sales and distribution cost. Then the salaries paid to the marketing department people is taken as part of your marketing. Like that, in finance, in cost accounting, always we consider the purpose of expenditure. In F5, always we consider the nature of expenditure. Now, what is your total salaries? 10 lakhs, right? That is displayed in the salaries account in your financial accounting module, right? Now, with the help of the cost and accounting, right, we can find out the origin of the cost. Means where exactly this 5 lakh salaries was incurred in the administration. Where exactly this 3 lakh salaries was incurred in the sales department. Then where the salaries of 2 lakhs was incurred in the marketing department. That means the administration department is responsible to incur salaries of 5 lakhs. Now the management knows the origin of 5 lakh salaries. Now it can analyze. Is it really worth to have that many number of staff in the administration department? Is it really worth to have this many number of people in the sales department? Is it really worth to have this many number of people in the marketing department? So how they have been able to do this much of analysis? Because they know the origin of the cost. Clear for everybody? So in the cost accounting or in the cost center accounting, right, we can find the information that out of 10 lakh salaries, 5 lakhs was incurred in the administration department. 3 lakhs was incurred in the sales department. 2 lakhs was incurred in the marketing department. That is the information what we can derive with the help of the cost center. So using this component, we can find out the origin of the cost. That is which department or which group of people or which group of machines or which manufacturing process or phase of manufacturing process is responsible for incurring the cost. Then in the real time implementation, what exactly we do in the cost center accounting? The CO consultant will design the cost centers according to the information requirement of the management. How they want to derive the information. Based on the requirement, we divide the total enterprise into different cost centers. Then, see, cost center means basically, I told you, we divide the total enterprise into cost centers. But what is cost center? It is the area of activity or area of responsibility for which
the cost are incurred.
Sorry? Josna, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. See, it is the area of activity or area of responsibility for which the costs are incurred. Generally, the departments in the organization can be taken as the cost centers. During the process of implementation, we divide the enterprise into number of cost centers based on the requirements of the organization. With the configuration we make in the cost element accounting. So what is the configuration we have in the cost element accounting? Every expenditure we have created as a primary cost, right? Then in the expenditure GL account master records, we have changed the field status group to G004. In the field status group G004, we have selected business area, X and cost center as required. As a result, when you are posting to any expenditure in FI, the user has to compulsory enter the cost. Then that expenditure will be posted to respect to cost. That is called actual expenditure for the cost center. Then for every cost center, we can plan for every expenditure. We can enter the planned values or target cost expenses for every cost. This information is used by the system to generate the variance reports. So in the cost center accounting also, we generate the variance report. Like what? Variance means the difference between actual expenditure and the planned expenditure, right? Suppose, for example, for the administration cost center, right, this month salaries is 25 lakhs, but actually that is the plan. Actually, is 26 lakhs. Why? Whether there are overtime salaries or what? That's how they analyze the variance reports, right? Now, here, still no clear for everybody. Any doubts for anybody? Here, we have to maintain the master records for the following objects in the cost center account. Number one, cost limit. Number two, cost center. Number three, statistical key figure. Number four, activity type. Already, we maintain the master records for the cost elements in the cost element account, right? Now, we have to maintain the master records for the cost centers, right? After that, we will maintain the statistical key figures, activities, all these things. What are all these things? I will explain later. At this point of time, first you have to maintain the master records for the cost center. Now, here in the real time, sometimes we face some challenges, especially controlling is very typical model, right? See, there is no any predefined principles cost accounting. As in the case of financial accounting, we don't have, see, in the financial accounting, we have some accounting principles, right? But in cost accounting, there are no any predefined principles. To be very frank, costing is a common sense. Cost accounting is a common sense, right? So you might have heard about this also. So in the cost accounting, right? I mean, in the real-time projects, in the cost center accounting, right? We have to design the cost centers. The thing is, how many cost centers you need to create? There is no different principle whereby we can say, in this industry, we create this many number of cost centers. No, depends upon the information requirement of your client company and also the knowledge of your controlling company. Normally, right, the CMA students are preferred for controlling modules, right? Okay, leave it. Here, in the real time, as a CO consultant, how do you decide how many number of cost centers you create? It is not just the matter of creation of master records. How many master records you create? Of course, for that, right, the costing department of the client company will be there to help you. But in addition to them, right, if you're also having some knowledge, right, then you can design very effective information systems, right? Say, for example, for that, SAP has given some directive principles. Like, for example, just a minute. Yes. See, the cost centers can be created on the basis of one or more of the following criteria. Number one, allocation criteria. Allocation criteria means which expenditure is to be allocated to which point of organization in the client company. Based on that, every service activity is created as one cost center. Every production activity is created as one cost center. Then physical location. Physical location means in Hyderabad, right? you have the manufacturing department and administration department. In Chennai, also you have the manufacturing department and packing department. In that case, the manufacturing department and the administration department in Hyderabad are created as two cost centers. Again, in Chennai, we have the manufacturing and the packing department, right? Then these two departments are created as two cost centers. So here in Chennai and Hyderabad, you have the manufacturing cost center, right? That is how the system differentiate between the cost centers among the business areas. Yes, in the business areas in the cost center master. Yes, in the business areas, the cost center master record. In the first class of the enterprise structure, right? Of controlling, I told you, know, the controlling object master records, yes, in the business areas. There, functional requirements. Functional requirements means what are the functions of the organization? What are the functions of the company, or what are the functions of the organization? You might have studied in management. Administration is a function, sales is a function, production is a function, marketing is a function, manufacturing is a function, HR is a function. So in order to manage these functions, we set up the departments. Administration department is one cost center. Finance department is one cost center. Production department is one cost center. Like that, based on the functional requirements also, we can design the cost centers. Then, responsibility for costs. How do you want to fix the responsibility for cost? Means, based on the above criteria, a department or a group of people or a group of missions or a manufacturing process or a phase of manufacturing process can be created as a cost center. So what is the responsibility for costs? See, we have the plant and machinery number one. Then plant and machinery number two. Then plant and machinery number three. Plant and machinery number four. So we are having four plant and machineries, right? So this month, total repairs and maintenance cost is 5 lakhs. So we have incurred this 5 lakhs. How much is this? See, we have incurred total repairs and maintenance cost 5 lakhs. Now, all this total repairs and maintenance cost is incurred on these four plant and machineries, right? So, based on the nature of the expenditure, whenever we incur the repairs and maintenance on any plant and machinery, to debit repairs and maintenance account only. That's it. We don't maintain four GL accounts. Repairs and maintenance plant and machinery number one, repairs and maintenance plant and machinery number two. Like that, you don't maintain four repairs and maintenance accounts. You maintain only one GL account, repairs and maintenance account. Now, every month we are carrying on repairs and maintenance function on these four plant and machineries to keep all these plant and machineries in good working condition. Now, at the end of every month, the management wants to know what is the repairs and maintenance cost on each of the plant and machineries, right? For that purpose, right, you create each plant and machinery as one cost center. So at the time of posting to repairs and maintenance expenses in FI, you enter the respective cost center, which represents the plant and machinery on which the repairs and maintenance cost is in. So with the help of this, right, you will come to know that on repairs and on plant and machinery number one, 1 lakh. Here it is 1,25,000. Here it is 1,75,000. Here it is 1 lakh. So with the help of the cost center accounting, you will come to know the cases, right? So out of this 5 lakhs repairs and maintenance cost, right? Plant and machinery number 1 is responsible for incurring a cost of 1 lakh. Plant and machinery number 2 is responsible to incur a repairs and maintenance cost of 1,25,000. That is the meaning of fixing the responsibility. How do you want to fix the responsibility for the expenses? So all the criteria may be looking similar, right? That is the magic here. Now, I will tell you one more example. Here, a department or a group of people or a group of machines or a manufacturing process or a phase of manufacturing process can be treated as cost center. What is the manufacturing process or phase of manufacturing process? See, let us take one real-time example. So your client is a spinning mill, right? So in the spinning mill, the finished product is yarn. The finished product is yarn. Yarn is nothing but, right? Right. The industrial name of the yarn thread is yarn. This yarn is used in the weaving mills as a raw material. Okay. Now, in order to manufacture this yarn, right? I'm not going deep into the process, right? You get unnecessarily confused. My intention is to make you understand how do we decide how many number of cost centers we create. That's all, right? So I'm not going deep into the manufacturing details, but briefly and explain. We have the different processes. Like in order to manufacture yarn, right? We have blow room process. Number 2, carding process. Number 3, simplex process. I forgot the process. Number 4, reeling process. Number 5, primary packing. So this is the total manufacturing process to manufacture yarn, right? So if you create, you can not if you can create the total process as one cost center. In that case, you can find out the total cost of manufacture, but that is not necessary. If you want to find out the total cost of production, right, it's not necessary to have the cost center in this case. If you add all the expenses every month in FI, that will be a total cost of production, right? And also, this is not correct way of providing the information. Then what is the information they require, management require? They want to know. For example, I'm taking you step by step into the subject. You can create blow room as one cost center. You can create blow room process as one cost center. Carding process as one cost center. Simplex process as one cost center. Reeling process as one cost center. Primary packing as one cost center. So each process, this is called phase of manufacturing process, right? So each process can be created as one cost center. In that case, you can find out the total cost of maintenance of the one process. When you create a carding process as one cost center, you can find out the total cost of carding process. When you create simplex process as one cost center, you can find out the total simplex process cost. Like that, you can, when you create each phase of manufacturing process as a cost center, you can find the cost at every phase, right? That is also not done in this example. Say, for example, what happens in the blow room? That also we have to understand. See, if necessary, right, in the real-time implementation, if necessary, as a CO consultant, you can ask your client, right, to take you to their manufacturing premises. You can study their manufacturing process, right? Say, for example, blow room. In the blow room, what happens, right? See, for the yarn, right? For the yarn, raw material is linked. So linked is nothing but linked is separated fiber from the cotton fruit. You know, all of you know cotton cultivation, right? So the cotton is grown on the farmlands, right? So in the reaping season, the manual workers or the manual coolies, right? They pick the cotton from the cotton fruit. In this process, right, there will be some dust particles, leaf particles, fruit particles in the cotton. That cotton is called kapas, right? Then that cotton is sold to the ginning mills by the farmers. In the ginning mill process, what happens is the ginning millers they separate the cotton from the cotton seed. So the cotton seed is sold to oil mills. Then this cotton fiber is sold to spinning mills. This cotton fiber is called lint, right? So because this lint is produced in the unorganized sector, that's why there are number of impurities in the lint. So if you use the impure lint in your manufacturing process, the quality of your yarn is not up to the mark. Then you cannot demand the good price in the market. That's why the spinning mills, once they purchase the lint, they subject that lint in the blow room process. In the blow room, right, what happens, there will be high capacity blow room, blowers will be there. Then this lint is passed on into the blow room. So they will be rotating with high speeds. Because of that, the dirt particles are scattered, right? And the fiber is sent to other place through some channels. This is what exactly happens in the blow room. So in order to carry on the blow room process, right, we have number of blow rooms. You have 25 blow rooms. Every blow room is a civil construction. For every blow room, there is a blow room manager. For every blow room, there is office boy. In every blow room, there are blowers. In every blow room, there is power consumption, right? In every blow room, there is office furniture, right, etc., etc. So for every blow room, we have this much of establishment, right? Now, in this case, every blow room is treated as 1%. Then 25 cost centers. So for every blow room, there is depreciation on the premises. There is depreciation on the blowers. We pay the salaries to the blow room manager and blow room clerks. We pay the wages to the people working in the blow room, right? We have the power consumption in the blow room. And every blow room is fitted to the transformer. So we have the depreciation of the transformer. So for every blow room, we are incurring this many number of expenditure, right? So the management wants to know what is the maintenance of blow room every month. In that case, each blow room is created as one cost center. So what you have to understand is, you have to look into the lowest point of the organization. Remember, you have to look into the lowest part of the organization, sorry, not part, point. You have to look into the lowest point of the organization where you can conveniently identify the expenditure. Getting the point? You have to design or you have to create the lowest point of the organization where you can conveniently, remember, where you can conveniently identify expenditure. That's why you have to decide the how many number of cost centers you clear. Now we have to maintain the master records first for the cost center, right? Now for every cost center, we have to give one name. Technically speaking, that name can be anything. It can be random names also. But normally we follow some logic in naming the cost centers in the real-time projects. We have to design some naming logic for the cost centers. It is only one example I have given in the material. The cost center identification should contain 7 digits, means it's my requirement. I want to have 7 digits in my cost center identification. The first two digits represent the company code. The next two digits represent the function, such as production, services, marketing, HR. Then the last three digits represent the individual cost centers. Say, for example, assuming that our company code is 5567, right? So, if you remember, in our controlling area, we have created cost center standard hierarchy, right? Sorry, not created. We have given the name of the cost center standard hierarchy SSKV underscore HIR. Like that, for the controlling area, right? 5567 underscore HIR cost center hierarchy. Assuming that our controlling area is 5567. Now we give the 5567 underscore HR is the cost center hierarchy. Under this hierarchy, first we define the functions. Production function. First two digits represent the company code. So 5501 production function. 5502 services function. 5503 marketing function. 5504 HR function. Then under the HR function, you have number of activities. One is recruitment. Recruitment is part of your HR function. So in order to look after the recruitment function, we have set up a separate department. That is called recruitment department, right? That recruitment department is created as one cost. For that, we enter one identification. 5504 represents HR function, right? 001 first cost. Training cost center. Training activity is part of your HR function, right? So in order to carry on the training, right, we have the training department. So that is created as a training cost center. For the training cost center, we enter the name 5504002. Then for the personal administration cost, 5504003. Make it as 003. Here also 5504004. So this is called hierarchy. Now I am going to show you how to create this hierarchy.
Sir, is this mandatory for to give the seven numeric
No,
numericals?
No, it is an example.
Okay.
It's not mandatory. You can have only 4 characters also. Right?
Okay,
You
sir.
can have up to 9 digits you can do, but it depends upon your requirement. How many number of digits you want to take. Okay. In our example, I have taken 7 digits, nothing else. Okay, Josna?
Okay, sir.
Creation of cost and standard hierarchy. SPRO, controlling, cost center accounting, master data, cost centers, define standard hierarchy. Now we are going to define the hierarchy. Controlling area is equal to SSKV. Click on enter. See, this is our hierarchy, right? Now, keep the cursor on SSKV underscore HIR standard hierarchy. I'm going to create the functions now. Keep the cursor on SSKV underscore HIR. Click on create button. Click on lower level. Group name is equal to SS0. So from our company code, I have taken the first 2 characters. SS. Description is equal to production function. Description is equal to production function. Click on enter. See, under SSK underscore HAR, SS01 is linked. Keep the cursor on SS01. Click on create button. Click on group at same level. Group name is equal to SS02. Group name is equal to SS02. Name is equal to services function. Click on enter. Now keep the cursor on SS02. Click on create button. Click on group at same level. Group name SS03. Description marketing function. Click on enter. So from here itself, you can create the cost centers, right? But as per our material, right? Let us create the cost centers and another transaction. So let us create the cost center master records. Now after that, we will come back and we will see how this hierarchy will appear. But those cost centers we create in the Monday class, right? Today we have one function which I have to attend, right? So this we will see in the Monday class. Any questions from anybody?
Sir, I have one question, please. Sir, in the beginning, primary cost element, there is a category 01.
Yes.
We take all the expenses and income in category 01.
No,
And-
we do all the expenses, not incomes. All the expenses we do with the 01.
What about the 0? 0 is only for.
No, 0 is there. No, 0 is not there. 01 or 1. Both are
There
same.
is 01 and 0 are both are same.
No, there is no 0, sir.
Yes. There is a 01, sir.
Yeah, 1 or 01, both are same.
Okay, so we take all expenses in there. Hello, can.
One or 01.
Yes, one or 01, yeah, both are same, yeah.
Both are same.
Yes, okay. So my question is, we take all expenditure and income in this category.
Not incomes. All expenditure and incomes which have the effect of reducing your total cost.
Okay,
Got it?
right. Yes.
Not all incomes. Only the incomes which have the impact of reducing your cost will be created as the primary cost element with the category number 1. And also normally all the expenses. I have given some exceptions also, right? Except those GL
Yeah.
accounts, right? We create all the expenses with the category number 1 only.
Okay, so the expenses regarding work in process and GL account production variance, we take it somewhere else.
Yes, yes.
So which category
Those
we
things
can?
see product costing, right?
Okay, so
GL account, all these things you will see the product cost.
product costing. So it has a different code, yeah, different category under
Yes,
which
yes,
we
sir.
recognize
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, all right. That was a confusion. That's why not clear to me. Now it's clear. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.